One guy that did provide a kind of highlight for Rangers to the Andy was Hamza Igamane. He's definitely got a lot of attention on social media. Charles Allen here, he looks top quality. Looking forward to seeing more of him. Strong as an ox. What did you make of his performance today?
Yeah, I mean, I was. I think Rangers fans should be encouraged by it. I was texting some friends going, "Wow, a Rangers centre forward that can hold the ball up and has actually got a first touch." It was a novelty. It was certain things there to like about him. And I thought when he came on at Celtic Park a couple of weeks back, listen, the game was gone at that point by the time he came on, but there was a couple of wee flashes there that I thought, that looks intriguing, and I thought he sort of built on that today. So I think there is a wee bit of rawness about him in certain aspects. But
he's as raw as a pound of Moroccan mince.
But I mean, the basics are there. He controls the ball. He's direct. He wants to get shots off. So I think he's close with that header from the Tavernier's corner. It's a matter of what, a foot away for giving get himself his first goal. So I think one thing we know with Luke Clement and these type of things, that he's cautious. I wouldn't expect to see him thrown at the starting lineup next week against Dundee. Maybe perhaps that's maybe if you're going to throw him in, that's maybe the game to do it. But I would tend to think that you'll see him dripped in bit by bit over the coming weeks. But listen, I think Rangers fans need to be seeing this guy. They spent £2 million on him. They signed him when they could have went and signed somebody with experience and proven quality. So I think Rangers fans get every right to expect this guy's going to make a contribution. But on first impressions, and that's all it is, just first impressions. He looks like he's got something to offer.
You can see flashes, Andy, can't you? With just sheer instinctive, natural ability that he's got. And to be fair, I don't know if Clement handled it in the cleverest of ways when he said right at the start that this guy's just nowhere near first team ready. Couldn't even train with the first team.
But that was bizarre. That was really weird.
Yeah,
I was there when he said that. I was sitting. We were in pre-season when he said that, and I wonder if that's just a sort of lost in translation type thing. I think he was trying to suggest that this guy, he's been out of, he's been on holiday. He had kicked a ball for 2 months. And I think he was trying to say that, but I think you're right. I mean, he's paid £2 million for the guy. You should be expecting this guy's going to come in and make an impact. So, definitely. I mean, I think he's got a couple of appearances under his belt now. I think the next thing is to see him play longer, start games, and then the big thing is they need to see him scoring goals. So, I mean, as much as Cyril Dessers had a fairly decent start to the season by his standards, I don't think any of us are sitting here thinking that he's the finished article and that he's the guy that Rangers should be relying upon. He's proven at his time in Scotland that he's erratic. 1 minute he can be awful, next minute he does something that you're wow, but there's probably more of the moments where you're sitting going, "No, that was a bit rotten," than the good moments. I mean, as much as he scored 22 goals last season, I still stand by it. I think he should have been nearer 40. So he certainly had the chances for that. So I think that it can only be a good thing. Obviously, with Danilo's injury issues for Rangers, that they've got a striker to push him and try and, at least if he's going to stay in the team, he has to be playing well. So at least if you get Igmane there coming through and going flashes, then know that he's got some competition coming.
Well, that's the thing I was going to say about Igmane. You now start to see, maybe it was clumsily worded by Clement, what he said about him at the start, but you do see a little bit, I'm saying as raw as a pound of Moroccan mince. So you do see that, but I've seen enough in two short, albeit short cameo displays to think there is a talent there, and maybe now that you're getting a look at him, you can understand why Clement wasn't in a rush to throw him in. He's probably had to do quite a lot of work with him tactically in the training ground, but there seems to me to be enough raw potential and talent in this boy that should give Rangers fans cause for a bit of excitement. And I think because Dessers is having to carry the workload and be the sort of only number 9 that's available, I think it is more than likely that Clement will want to try and bleed this boy in and it might well be start him against Dundee, and and let him just carry a bit of the weight. I certainly think there's movement. There's a good first touch. Yet to see, is he more clinical than Dessers? Dessers was again doing Dessers things today, where he takes extra touches every time he gets into the 6-yard box. And yet, the ball that he plays through, he had an assist for the only goal of the game, and it was a lovely touch. And there was a couple of lovely touches for Dessers, but that's it. 1 minute he's doing something where you think, oh my God, that's really intelligent, good football, and then he just seems to fall apart when he gets inside the 6-yard box or with a sighted goal. He just always seems to want to take 3 touches when one will do, and I've lost count of how many goals that he probably should have scored from these situations that he sort of kind of runs into trouble, overthinks it, takes too many touches. And I think what Rangers are crying out for is an instinctive striker, a goal-getter, a poacher. And it'd be interesting to see this young Moroccan boy, if that's in his locker as well, because there are signs that he's got quite a bit.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Look, we had these 2 comments come in back to back, which I just thought was really interesting to show you where Rangers are. So I'll start with this one. Andy Cairns is buoyed by today's win. We are at our most dangerous when backs against the wall. As underdogs, we're just getting started. And right after it, Rob Jones, who is a regular Rangers fan in the Hotline Live, said, a lot of fans have lost patience with Clement's constant nonsense. If he's not rambling about XGs, bragging about beating Ross County, my faith in him is gone. So, Andy, today, Rangers simply couldn't lose. They simply could not afford to lose or even drop points in that game. But still a long way to go.
Yeah, listen, they told us nothing we didn't know about this Rangers team already. They will be better or good enough to beat most teams in this league. I mean, they will. I still think they'll finish second eventually. But at the end of the day, it's all about, in Glasgow, that matters nothing. It's about what you do against the other lot.